Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Swami Narayan, Namaste. Today we are finishing up chapter 18, the prayers offered to the Lord by the residents of Jambudvipa. We are starting with verse 15, and Sukadeva Goswami is saying, in the tract of land called Kutumala Varsha, Lord Vishnu lives in the form of Kamadeva, only for the satisfaction of his devotees. These include Lakshmi, the Prajapati Samvatsara, and all of Samvatsara's sons and daughters. The daughters of Prajapati are considered the controlling deities of the nights, and his sons are considered the controllers of the days. The Prajapati's offspring number 36,000, one for each day and each night in the lifetime of a human being. At the end of each year, the Prajapati's daughters become very agitated upon seeing the extremely effulgent disk of Lord Vishnu, and thus they all suffer miscarriages. In Ketumala Varsha, Lord Kamadeva moves very graciously. His mild smile is very beautiful, and when he increases the beauty of his face by slightly raising his eyebrows and glancing playfully, he pleases the goddess of fortune. Thus he enjoys his transcendental senses. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Vishnu, Lord Hirshikesha, the controller of all my senses, accompanied during the daytime by the sons of Prajapati, and accompanied at night by the daughters. Lakshmi Devi worships the Lord during the period known as Samvatsara in his most graceful form as Kamadeva. Fully absorbed in devotional service, she chants the following mantras. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Vishnu, Lord Hirshikesha, the controller of all my senses and the origin of everything. As the supreme master of all bodily, mental, and intellectual activities, he is the only enjoyer of their results. The 5 sense objects and the 11 senses, including the mind, are his partial manifestations. He supplies all the necessities of life, which are his energy, and thus non-different from him, and he is the cause of everyone's bodily and mental prowess, which is also non-different from him. Indeed, he is the husband and provider of necessities for all living entities. The purpose of all the Vedas is to worship him. Therefore, let us offer him our respectful obeisances. May he always be favorable toward us in this life and the next. My dear Lord, you are certainly the fully independent master of all the senses. Therefore, all women who worship you by strictly observing vows because they wish to acquire a husband to satisfy their senses are surely under illusions. They do not know that such a husband cannot actually give protection to them or their children, nor can he protect their wealth or duration of life, for he himself is dependent on time, fruitive activities, and the modes of nature, which are all subordinate to you. He alone who is never afraid, but who, on the contrary, gives complete shelter to all fearful persons, can actually become a husband and protector. Therefore, my Lord, you are the only husband, and no one else can claim this position. If you were not the only husband, you would be afraid of others. Therefore, persons learned in all Vedic literature accept only your lordship as everyone's master, and they think no one else a better husband and protector than you. My dear Lord, you automatically fulfill all the desires of a woman who worships your lotus feet in pure love. However, if a woman worships your lotus feet for a particular purpose, you also quickly fulfill her desires. But in the end, she becomes broken-hearted and laments. Therefore, one need not worship your lotus feet for some material benefit. O Supreme Unconquerable Lord, when they become absorbed in thoughts of material enjoyment, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, as well as other demigods and demons, undergo severe penances and austerities to receive my benedictions. But I do not favor anyone, however great he may be, unless he is always engaged in the service of your lotus feet. Because I always keep you within my heart, I cannot favor anyone but a devotee. O infallible one, your lotus palm is the source of all benediction. Therefore, your pure devotees worship it, and you mercifully place your hands on their heads. I wish that you may also place your hand on my head, for although you already bear my insignia of golden streaks on your chest, I regard this honor as merely a kind of false prestige for me. You show your real mercy to your devotees, not to me. Of course, you are the supreme, absolute controller, and no one can understand your motives. Sukadeva Goswami continued. In Ramyaka Varsha, where Vaivasvata Manu rules, Lord Vishnu appeared as Lord Matsya at the end of the last era. Vaivasvata Manu now worships Lord Matsya in pure devotional service and chants the following mantra. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Vishnu, who is pure transcendence. He is the origin of all life, bodily strength, mental power, and sensory ability, known as Matsya Vatara, the gigantic fish incarnation. He appears first among the incarnations. Again I offer my obeisances unto him. My dear Lord, just as the puppeteer controls his dancing dolls and a husband controls his wife, your lordship controls all the living entities in the universe, such as the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Although you are in everyone's heart as the supreme witness and commander and are outside everyone as well, the so-called leaders of societies, communities, and countries cannot realize you. Only those who hear the vibration of the Vedic mantras can appreciate you. My Lord, from the great leaders of the universe such as Lord Brahma and other demigods, down to the political leaders of this world, all are envious of your authority. Without your help, however, they could neither separately nor concertedly maintain the innumerable living entities within the universe. You are actually the only maintainer of all human beings, of animals like cows and asses, and of planets, and of plants, reptiles, birds, mountains, and whatever else is visible within this material world. O Lord, at the end of the millennium, this planet Earth, which is the source of all kinds of herbs, drugs, and trees, was inundated by water and drowned beneath the devastating waves. At that time, you protected me along with the earth and roamed the sea with great speed. O unborn one, you are the actual maintainer of the entire universal creation, and therefore you are the cause of all living entities, and therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Sukadeva Goswami continued. In Hiranyamaya Varsha, the Supreme Lord Vishnu lives in the form of a tortoise. This most dear and beautiful form is always worshipped there in devotional service by Aryama, the chief resident of Hiranyamaya Varsha, along with the other inhabitants of that land. So I've decided we're actually going to pause here and not finish the chapter today. Sukadeva Goswami goes on and talks about another incarnation of the Lord, and this is a good place to pause because I want to comment on a sentence, because I believe this. He says, My Lord, from the great leaders of the universe, such as Lord Brahma and other demigods, down to the political leaders of the world, all are envious of your authority. Without your help, however, they could neither separately nor concertedly maintain the innumerable living entities within the universe. I have said this on my live show on this channel. I truly believe jealousy is at the root of most things that many of us find atrocious. People who seem to just be insane. I will ask you to think back in past years, like the BLM riots in America, and people who get on TikTok or whatever, the Karens, and they scream about things, and they just scream, and they seem out of their mind. And whoever knows, whatever else has happened since I've recorded this, there's probably a long list of examples we could give about people who just seem off. And I've been told it's due to anger. And I say, no, it's not. And I go, no, these people are really, really angry. And I go, yes, that is true. But anger arises from something. What is causing the anger? You don't just suddenly get angry. I hate you. I hate everything in this world. I hate blah, blah, blah. Well, why do you do that? Why do you say that? It doesn't just come out of nowhere. It comes out of something. What does it come out of? Jealousy. I believe jealousy is the root of the anger. Not always. Some of the anger is very manipulated and comes from big business that wants us to be angry. But why does it want us to be angry? Because it has told us that somebody else has something we don't have. And we should want that. And what is that? Coveting thy neighbor's whatever. And that's jealousy. Jealousy is the root of all evil. I believe that completely, because anger and all that stuff doesn't arise out of nothing. It arises because something is happening that you want or you don't like, and all these people say, you have to do this, and you have to do this, and you have to do this for this equality or this, or you're a bigot or whatever. Look at their lives. How many of them actually are sitting there and also saying, well, I want a really good job, but I sit and play a video game all day, but you should give me a job anyways because I'm really good on level 14. Just because I tell you I want a job. Look at all those people who scream out and get angry at things. How many of them then demand stuff? Well, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. You should give me a good job. I should get a whatever, and I should get this. I demand this simply because. Or they say something like, well, we should punish anybody who makes lots of money. Essentially. We should tax them out of oblivion and get rid of them. Why? Because these people don't have money. You don't see any billionaire going, well, we should tax all billionaires out of oblivion. Because they're not jealous of other billionaires. It's all about jealousy. It truly, truly is for me. And jealousy is a very common and easy to grow emotion, and it lasts with you for a long time. Anger. Oh, I hate this video camera. It does me whatever. I get a new camera, I'm not angry anymore. Or I stop filming, I go off and do my day, and I'm not angry anymore. Or, the ambulance just drove by and ruined my recording, and I had to pause, and it's driven by 3 times. Well, when it drives by and I get to record again, I'm not going to be angry anymore. But jealousy lasts and grows and manifests and can always be there because you're reminded of it constantly. And that to me is it. And I think this is just a little line in this. There's so many other lines here that I've read today that could be talked about, but that one just totally clicked with me because they are all envious of God. Now, let's go to this last point. Let's tie it back to the scripture. So people are jealous of others who have what they want and have things that they can't get, whatever. Now, there is a big move in America to basically kill off Christianity. I 100% believe that. Christians are considered bad people. Whether or not that's true or not doesn't matter. There is a move, and you can tie it to Marxism if you want, because Marx said the church and the family need to go. There is a move to get rid of Christianity, to drive it underground. We can't make it illegal because of the Constitution, but I truly believe they're trying to get rid of the Constitution via gun laws and basically nullifying the part of our Constitution that allows gun ownership. Because if you can nullify that, which appears to be very easy to nullify, and is something that gets a lot of anger, then you can probably nullify the rest of it. And when you nullify the rest of it, it's gone, and then you can get rid of the Christian church, because the Christian church is the enemy of the people. It's the opiate of the people. I think both those phrases are correct, even though one's a direct quote. But that begs the question, why? Why is the Christian church so bad? I hear all sorts of stories. I've literally heard people say that Christians in America throw gays off buildings. I'm like, no, that's not happening. And that they go out and they kill people. Well, that's really not happening either. And that they demand authoritarian rule and everyone will... No, that's not happening either. What I believe is the people who are anti-Christian are not anti-Christianity or whatever, because they don't even know a lot of the theology. They're anti-Jesus, because Jesus is better than them. God, you can also say God. Well, in this moment, we'll say God and Jesus is better than them. God can do things they can't do. And guess what they want? Stuff. And guess what God is not giving them? Stuff. God is famous Guess what they're not? Famous. They're trying to be famous on TikTok. God knows everything. They don't. They are jealous of God. I believe that, and a large mix of Marxism being promoted by big corporations, is at the root of this. They are envious of God, because God has everything. God does everything. God is everything they want to be, and they're not satisfied with what God is giving them. They're not satisfied with their purpose in life. They don't even know their purpose. They're not satisfied with their duty, as Lord Krishna said to Arjuna, "What is your duty?" They don't know their duty. And because of that, they are lost. They are lost in material desires. They are lost with families, and they are lost with this and that. They are lost with fake mystic yoga, as we read in the last part of this chapter. And that creates envy. Remove the idea that big business is funding a lot of it, which I believe. Remove the Marxist ideology, and what you have is a lot of people who are just envious of a lot of things, and that envy is not coming out in, I'm going to do better, and I'm going to learn about the Lord, and I'm going to pray, and I'm going to do whatever. No, it comes out in anger that I'm going to take down what you have. And these big companies and these whatever big wigs who are manipulating society, and they are totally manipulating society. They are our puppeteer, whether we like it or not. I think they're pushing our jealousy. They're pushing that because that is a raw emotion that just flames up. And they know these people don't take that jealousy and go, oh, I'm so jealous of you. I'm now going to learn about the Lord and read the Srimad Bhagavatam. I don't think that's what you're like if you're watching this video. Because I think you want to read about the Srimad Bhagavatam. You know there's something better than that. Anyways, this is like a big thing of mine, the roots of this. What's up, kitty? My kitty's running around. I think she's telling me that it's time to end this chapter. Sorry, end this video. Anyways, the roots of the contemporary problems for me are very fascinating, and I like to share my ideas and what I think is the root. And there's a few other things here that I think are going on, and depopulation is another one, and that's not mentioned here, so we're not going to talk about it. And Kitty has informed me she wants the video to close. But I think this was just a powerful phrase as I read through it. And I'll say ahead of time, thank you for your comments if you should choose to respond. And Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Swami Narayan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And I'm looking at my kitty, who has bounced from room to room and room, and then ended up staring at the front door right now. She's just sitting there. And that's what she does when she waits for me or my girlfriend to come home. So, you can hear. But, no, I'm home today, and she'll be home later. I know, the schedule's messed up. Oh well, such is life.